Hi, I'm Jaden. 8 years in the Marine Corps teaches you a lot about loyalty, but nothing prepared me for what happened when I returned from my last deployment. I'd been home for 3 weeks, trying to settle back into civilian life with my wife Melissa, when my buddy Carlos called me to meet at our usual spot. "Hey man, glad you could make it," Carlos said, sliding a beer across the table. "How's the adjustment going?" "Pretty rough. Melissa's been distant, always at the gym or working late, barely talks to me anymore." Carlos shifted uncomfortably in his seat. "About that, there's something you should know." "What's up? You look like you're about to deliver bad news." "Because I am. Look, I didn't want to be the one to tell you this, but—" Carlos leaned forward, lowering his voice. "I saw Melissa at Titan Fitness yesterday. She was with her trainer." "Blake? The guy with the tribal tattoos and the Camaro? So what? They weren't training, Jaden. They were in his car in the back parking lot, and they definitely weren't discussing protein shakes." I felt the blood drain from my face. "You're sure about this? Absolutely sure?" "I wish I wasn't. I took a picture. I'm sorry, man." Carlos slid his phone across the table. The image showed exactly what I feared. My hands started shaking, and I had to set the phone down before I crushed it. "How long do you think this has been going on?" I asked, my voice barely audible. "Based on what Katie at the front desk told me, probably since your 3rd month deployed. She said they've been having private sessions after hours for a while now." "And everyone just kept this from me?" "Not everyone knew for sure. It was rumors until I caught them yesterday. And I came to you first thing." I nodded, downing my beer in one long pull. "I need to talk to Katie." "Now? You sure that's a good idea?" "What would you do if it was your wife, Carlos?" He sighed, grabbing his keys. "I'd want all the facts first. Let's go." 20 minutes later, we walked into Titan Fitness. Katie was behind the counter, her eyes widening when she saw me. "Jaden, I wasn't expecting you today," she stammered. "I bet you weren't. We need to talk. Now." Katie glanced around nervously. "My break's in 5 minutes. Meet me by the smoothie bar." Carlos patted my shoulder. "I'll wait in the car. Remember, keep your cool. No sense getting yourself in trouble." When Katie joined me, she couldn't meet my eyes. "Carlos told you, didn't he?" "Some of it. I need to hear the rest from you." "What do you want to know?" "Everything. When it started, how often, and what else everyone's been keeping from me." Katie twisted her hands together. "It started about 4 months ago. She'd stay after hours for training, but the cameras in the weight room would show them leaving together within minutes. Frank, the owner, suspected something, but didn't have proof." "And Blake? What's his deal?" "He's bad news, Jaden. He sells steroids to some of the members. Frank's been trying to catch him, but he's careful." "Steroids? You're sure?" "Positive. My ex bought from him. It's why we broke up. He got all aggressive and weird." I leaned back, the pieces falling into place. "So my wife's been sleeping with a drug dealer who works here?" "Technically, he's an independent contractor, but yeah." "Who else knows about this?" "Frank suspects. And there's Vanessa. She trains with Blake too. She mentioned once that Blake and Melissa were getting way too friendly during sessions." "I need to talk to Frank. And Vanessa." Katie checked her watch. "Frank's in his office now. Vanessa usually comes in around 7. Look, I'm really sorry, Jaden. For what it's worth, I thought about telling you, but..." "But what?" "I didn't want to be the one to break your heart." Frank's office was cluttered with supplements and promotional materials. A former bodybuilder with a no-nonsense attitude, he frowned when I explained why I was there. "I've had my suspicions about Blake for months," Frank said, folding massive arms across his chest. "The steroid thing is hard to prove. He's careful. But the after-hours sessions with clients, that's against our policy and grounds for termination." "I need proof of both," I replied, "for personal and legal reasons." Frank studied me carefully. "You thinking lawsuit or divorce?" "Both, potentially. And if he's selling steroids, that's another issue entirely." "Look, I can give you the security footage from the past month. Shows them entering and leaving together after hours. Not explicit, but suspicious. As for the steroids..." Frank hesitated. "What about them?" "I have a buddy in the police department, narcotics division. Been trying to build a case on local gym dealers. Blake's name has come up." I leaned forward. "I need to talk to this friend of yours." "Slow down, Marine. You can't just storm into a police investigation. I'm not looking to interfere. I just want to know if my wife is involved." Frank sighed, then picked up his phone. "Let me make a call." While Frank spoke quietly into his phone, Vanessa arrived early for her session. A competitive powerlifter with bright purple hair, she didn't bother with pleasantries. Katie said you wanted to talk about Blake and your wife, she said, dropping into the chair beside me. I've got 15 minutes before my workout. What can you tell me? They're not subtle. A lot of touching during sessions. Giggling, private jokes. She's got a key to his apartment. Saw her using it one day when I was leaving the building. We live in the same complex. My stomach tightened. When was this? 2 weeks ago. While you were still deployed, I think. Did you ever see her there? Before I got back? Vanessa looked uncomfortable. Yeah, multiple times. Her car would be there overnight sometimes. Frank hung up the phone. Detective Rivera can meet you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. at Cornerstone Coffee. Thanks. What else can you tell me about Blake's pharmaceutical activities? Nothing I can prove, but every few weeks he meets with clients in the parking lot for supplement sales. Guys start showing results way too fast afterward. Vanessa nodded. He offered to sell me some special pre-workout once. When I declined, he said it was my loss and that it was pharmaceutical grade. Would either of you be willing to make a statement if needed? I asked. About the after-hours sessions, yes, Frank said. That's policy violation with evidence. The steroid allegations, that's for Rivera. I'll back you up about the key to his apartment, Vanessa added. And the overnight stays. I've got security camera footage from our building's entrance. I'm on the residence board. We had a break-in last month, so I saved all the recordings. That would be extremely helpful. Give me your number. I'll send the clips tonight. As I left the gym, my phone buzzed with a message from Melissa. Working late again, don't wait up. I called Carlos immediately. I need a ride to see a lawyer, now. What about confronting Melissa, he asked. Not yet, I'm doing this right, by the book. Rebecca Chen's law office was still open when we arrived. A sharp-eyed divorce attorney with a reputation for ruthlessness, she listened carefully to my story. So you have witnesses, potential security footage, and a connection to an ongoing police investigation about illegal substances, she summarized. And your wife doesn't know you're aware of any of this? Correct. She thinks I'm clueless. Good. Keep it that way until we have everything in order. No confrontations, no accusations. Act normal. For how long? Give me 3 days to collect and review the evidence. Then we move. And Jaden? This is going to get ugly. Are you prepared for that? I thought about the 8 years of marriage, the deployments, the sacrifices, and the betrayal. More than ready. 3 days of pretending everything was normal nearly broke me. 3 days of watching Melissa lie about training sessions and work meetings. 3 days of collecting evidence with Rebecca's help while Detective Rivera built his case against Blake. When everything was in place, I followed Rebecca's plan precisely. Going to the gym, Melissa called out Friday evening, gym bag in hand. Actually, I said, setting down my coffee, I thought I'd join you today. Her face paled. Oh, I have a private session with Blake. You'd be bored. I don't mind watching. Might learn something. Jaden, that's really not what? A good idea? Why not? She forced a smile. Fine, whatever. Just don't interrupt the session. The drive to Titan Fitness was silent. When we arrived, Blake was waiting near the entrance, surprise evident on his face when he saw me. Hey man, he said, extending his hand. Didn't know you were joining today. I ignored his hand. Thought I'd see these amazing training sessions my wife keeps talking about. Blake exchanged a look with Melissa. Sure, cool. We were just going to work on core stability. Among other things, I bet, I replied coldly. Frank appeared behind the counter, giving me a subtle nod. On cue, Detective Rivera entered with 2 uniformed officers. Blake Winters? Rivera called out. Blake stiffened. Who's asking? Detective Rivera, Narcotics Division. We need to speak with you privately. About what? About your side business, the one involving controlled substances. Blake's face hardened as he glanced at me. Did you do this? Me? No, your own actions did this. As the officers escorted Blake to a private room, Melissa grabbed my arm. Jaden, what's happening? What did you do? I didn't do anything, but maybe we should discuss what you've been doing. Her eyes darted around the now quiet gym. What are you talking about? The affair, Melissa. Your relationship with Blake. The overnight stays at his apartment, all of it. That's ridiculous. Who told you such lies? Multiple witnesses, security footage, the key to his apartment you keep in your gym bag? She gasped. You went through my things? Didn't have to. Vanessa saw you using it multiple times. Vanessa is just jealous. Stop lying. I slammed my hand on the counter, making her jump. I have everything, Melissa, everything. The dates, the times, the footage from his apartment building. Tears welled in her eyes. Jaden, please, it was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. We can work through this. Like you worked through it during my deployment? While I was dodging bullets, you were sleeping with your dealer boyfriend. Dealer? What are you talking about? The steroids, Melissa. That's why the police are here. Her face crumpled. I didn't know about any steroids. Sure you didn't. Just like you didn't know sleeping with him was wrong. Please, Jaden. She reached for my hand. I'm so sorry. I made a terrible mistake. I'll do anything to fix this. I pulled away. There's nothing to fix. We're done. Don't say that. 8 years, Jaden. 8 years of marriage. You can't throw that away. I didn't throw it away. You did. The moment you decided your personal trainer was more important than your marriage vows. Blake emerged from the office in handcuffs, face contorted with rage when he saw us. You set me up, he shouted. Sir, you have the right to remain silent, one officer stated firmly. I suggest you use it. As they led Blake away, Melissa collapsed into a chair, sobbing. What happens now? Now I go home and pack your things. You can pick them up tomorrow. My lawyer will contact you about the divorce proceedings. Lawyer? You already have a lawyer? Rebecca Chen. The color drained from her face. The Barracuda? Jaden, please, can we just talk about this? We're talking right now, and I'm telling you it's over. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem. Maybe Blake has room in his cell. The divorce proceedings moved swiftly. Rebecca's expertise and our mountain of evidence destroyed Melissa's claims to my military pension and our house. The text messages on her phone revealed she knew about Blake's supplement sales, even if she denied it. 6 weeks after the confrontation, I met Carlos for our usual Friday beer. How'd it go today? He asked as I slid into the booth. Final papers signed. House is mine. She gets her car and personal belongings, no alimony. And Blake? 3 years for distribution, had quite the pharmacy in his apartment. Carlos shook his head. Man, she really picked a winner there. The best part? She tried to visit him in jail. He refused to see her. No honor among thieves or cheaters. I took a long pull of my beer. She called me yesterday, crying, said she made the biggest mistake of her life and wants another chance. What did you tell her? Nothing. Hung up, blocked her number. Cold, man, but justified. The door opened, and Vanessa and Frank walked in, joining us. Heard the good news, Vanessa said. Divorce finalized? As of 2 p.m. today, I confirmed. And Blake, any remorse? Frank asked. None, just anger that he got caught. Rebecca appeared, sliding into the booth. That's typical. But legally speaking, you got everything you deserved. Frank raised his glass. To justice. And consequences, Rebecca added. What about Melissa? Vanessa asked. Living with her sister in Pittsburgh. Had to leave her job after everyone found out. Any regrets? Carlos asked quietly. I considered the question, thinking about the 8 years of marriage. Only that I didn't discover it sooner. Wasted too much time with someone who didn't deserve it. What's next for you? Frank asked. Using my GI Bill. Finishing that engineering degree I started before enlisting. Carlos raised his glass again. To new beginnings. As we clinked glasses, I felt something I hadn't experienced in months. Peace. The anger had begun to subside, replaced by determination to rebuild. Walking home alone, I passed the gym where it all began. The lights were off, a for lease sign in the window. Everything changes. My phone buzzed with a text from a blocked number. I miss you. Please talk to me. M. I deleted it without responding and continued walking, leaving the past firmly behind me. What would you do if betrayed by someone you trusted completely? How far would you go to ensure justice was served? Like and subscribe for more stories of justice served.